Shalom, family. Glory be to God. Blessed be the Lamb. Forever and ever. Ever and ever. I was thinking to myself, first of all, I had every intention of doing some damage today. I mean, political damage. Politically, take someone out. Just take them out. It's relatively simple. It's relatively simple at this point. But then, across my feed came this same person speaking from the book of Luke, as if she had known I was going to bring her the book of Revelation and what it says about this dilemma that we have. Her mistake would be in mocking Jesus or saying that Jesus is somewhere that he should not be. We should understand that you can't tell what you call Jesus anything, period. End of discussion. Anything, period. If you attempt to do these things, then it will be answered as if to reinforce that you can't tell him anything, nothing. You can go talk to him, but you cannot tell him anything, including where he should be announced at or where he should be or what he should do or if he's at the wrong rally. No, he was at the right rally. See, here's what you don't understand. Let me tell you a story. Tell you an damn story. I started this journey. I'm gonna see if I can tie it all in. When I was a boy, starting at about 5 years old, and I know I was 5B because I went to this private academy called Rose's Private Academy. Okay. So for 5, 6, and 7 years old, I went to a private academy in Acres Home called Rose's Academy. I didn't go into kindergarten. That's all besides the point. Damn. Anyway, anyway, as a boy of 5, it started the most horrifying shit of my life. Every night I would close my eyes, I would leave my body, and I would be stuck to the ceiling like a helium balloon, looking at myself sleep in the bed. I would be horrified. I mean, you've never felt such fear. But over time, I learned, number one, to not resist it. And number two, I learned how to control that new me that didn't have a body. But first I had to arrive at it was still me. I'm just not down there inside of that thing. Whatever that thing is, I'm not in it. Whatever that thing down there is, I'm not in it. I know that I'm not in it because I'm up here looking at it sleep down there. Now, at any rate, over time, I don't know how much time I would learn how to go from like a helium balloon stuck on the ceiling to being able to have some semblance of control of where I went in this conscious realm or this new state of existence. Okay, so I learned how to first move across the ceiling, and then slowly I learned how to how to move down the wall. But the most important thing I learned when it was coming, there were certain precursors that would let me know, hey, you about to leave again. We're gonna keep doing this here until you figure this shit out. So I started, all right, then I'm not gonna resist. I won't resist it anymore because resistance is futile. It's futile. Resistance is futile. That's what made it horrifying. I could feel it happening, be very much aware of it happening, and there was nothing I could do about it. I wound up on the damn ceiling, floating away like a balloon. I'm lucky that the ceiling was there. Damn, I can only imagine. If the ceiling wasn't there, I'd be out in space quadrant 19 F57 somewhere. Shit. But it was horrifying. Horrifying. Later on, I would learn how to move in this conscious state. Not only move in it, but totally move in it as if I was walking. Like, but you ain't walking. But as if I was walking. I could walk up to my mom's house from room to room. I could look out the door. I could pretty much do whatever I wanted in that state. And I walk right by them, and they would never even realize that I just walked by them. It was like that. But on one of these excursions of me, and each time I would go further and further away from my body, but I'm still in the house. I'm a little skittish because I'm not sure about none of this stuff, but I do know that this is normal. At least I think it's normal. And wouldn't I think it's normal? Because we're all kids and little boys once in our lives. I don't know what you have experienced, but I figured that everybody does this. It will be decades later that no nigga, just you. Just you. So at any rate, I would learn how to move through the house. And I walked past my mom and my dad, and my mom was fixing my dad's lunch for the day. It was still dark outside, like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. It was slightly cold, and my dad was putting whatever she had fixed inside of a lunchbox, and she started ironing his shirt on the ironing board in the hallway, and he said in the living room. All these houses are built alike, so you know what I'm talking about. That's before they had these additions and all this bullshit here. When I say additions, a lot of these houses have rooms added onto them that wasn't there in the beginning. However, well, on one of these excursions, I went to I went to the furthest that I had gone yet. I went, I went to the back doors of threshold, and I could see I lived at 6518 Carver Road was the actual address. 6518. Wow, that's so long ago. I wasn't but six, and there was horses and cows on the other side of the yard, separated by barbed wire and some posts. And I decided to walk a little further out of the door, and this is when I learned the things you learn. There were things out there that were bigger than me, but not unlike me except in the sense that they were bad. And they tried to grab me. Now, how did something try to grab me in this conscious conscious state? Because they were in the exact same state. If not consciousness, then just whatever you want to call them, spooks or spirits or whatever. But they had tried to grab me. There was one on the left and one on the right, and I struggled and struggled and struggled, and I got away. And I hopped back in my body, and I sit straight up in the fucking bed, and in a damn cold sweat, just about to scream bloody murder. And from that night on, I never wanted to leave my body again because I understood that there's shit out here that will get you. And I thought I was there by myself. No, you're not. No, you're not. And these things were bigger than me. I say bigger because I couldn't see myself, and clearly I could see them. That's what I mean by bigger. More powerful. I could see them in their form, whilst I couldn't even see myself. So, at any rate, think about this for me. When people say things about what is not a religion, Jesus is not a religion. God is not a religion. They're living. They're living. Okay? Both are living. Neither one is dead, neither has passed. And they're very old. So when you say things, you have to be careful in this day and age about what's being said. I said consult the books so you'll know what is in and what is out. I wasn't trying to be mean. I'm merely saying that things will be answered to because this is in the order of things now. Last year, it would have got by. This year, it won't get by. Or hence, the last 6 weeks, I announced it. Nothing will get by. Nothing. No matter how small. It may seem like nothing to you. But trust me, it won't matter how you see it. It won't matter how small the transgression looks to you. And somewhere it will be heard. So, am I to understand now that at the presidential level, you don't want this fight? Because clearly I am getting vibes and these feeds that show the same person who would mock Jesus now speaks from scripture out of the book of Luke in the New Testament. And I'm not confused. I know that even a demon can understand and know and recite the Bible scripture. So what am I to take of this overture? That you don't want to fight, and that you didn't mean to say it, or that I am taking it the wrong way? Because I think that's what you want me to do, is to ignore it and act like, listen, we grown, and we at war. Ladies, ladies, this is what war looks like. This is what war looks like. I told you before, we're men. We destroy each other. We kill each other every day. Since the beginning of time, you have elected to be in at the risk of sounding chauvinistic, in man space in terms of war. You act like you're in a war. You have agendas as if you're in a war. You move like you're in a war. You make plans as if you're in a war. What am I missing here? Except you're not a man. I'm not missing anything else except you're not a man and you want me to respect the fact that you're not a man. Then get out of man space. We kill each other and we quite proficient at it. We've been doing it a long time. Right now, it's someone that's being bombed or murdered or straight shot down in the hood or the alley in the United States as I speak. So what is it that you want? Do you recognize that you're at war? You're at war. Take this shit seriously. Seriously. Okay? Very seriously. You're at war. Now let me calm down a minute because I still got something to say here. You have war, all right? And you're in man space. So when you attack a man is designed to attack back, else he may die. You understand that, right? That's how he was designed. Period. Everything else is by your design, not the creators. Yours. Yours. So what should happen? What should happen? Ignore it like it didn't happen? Ignore it like you didn't mean it? You'll know what this is about. Maybe this is the part that you don't understand. Maybe this is where you get lost at. You know, one of my last stances of resistance to becoming what I am now, one of the last stances was an outright say, I ain't doing it. And then God showed up. He said, never send angels to do the work of a God. So he came himself in his own way. And he put me in a room that was scarlet red. Even the air was red. Red everywhere. And then as I blinked my eyes, the red moved closer to me. I blinked again and it was closer still. And it was at that point that I understood that if I blinked again, that red stuff in that room was going to be all over me. I would be surrounded in it and immersed in it. And I did not want that to happen. So I said, okay, Lord, I get it. It's about the blood. It's about the blood. So may I suggest to you, it's about the blood that already has been spilled. You get what I'm saying? It's about the blood that has been spilled. And ain't no way out of that blood you can get covered in it and it might save you. In fact, it will save you. But the fact that it has been spilled, there's no way out of that. So you should think long and hard about what you do and what you say, no matter where you are or how powerful you are. And while we're at it, because I'm really having to make up fake audio now. I'm just freestyling because I can't do or won't do what I set out to do, which is start your destruction. Start your destruction. That was the intent. Okay? So now I got a freestyle. So while we on that, you know what if not you, but Bob, you're a lawyer. So you know that if you are a part of organizations that carry on in criminal activity, that you yourself are guilty of such said criminal activity. You also know of all of the federal level and the California level statutes as 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 it would pertain to racketeering, RICO laws, organized crime, and also conspiracy. You know these things. With that being said, by proxy, by by legal proxy, that makes you guilty too. So I want you to know what you would be guilty of, or they would be guilty of. And then we're gonna leave this alone, I promise. Because you dodged the bullet. You really dodged the bullet. You are guilty of of taking part in the stabilization of the black family, going back 30, 40, 50 years. If not you, then your organization. You are guilty of such things as taking part in the worship of false gods. You don't have to like the law. You don't have to like any of this. This is what we have already considered you guilty of. You can fight it in court. You can fight it in court. Okay? But these are what we feel like you have been found guilty of um, as a, as, as a as a member of the organization that has destabilized the black family at every turn, operated against the black man and the black family at every turn. And the list is long. The list is the list of their crimes is long: conspiracy, rape, murder, racketeering, violations of the RICO statutes, organized crime. They are guilty of all of that. And what do I get for not not pulling the trigger? They want me to pull the trigger. Not Not your friends, but my friends, they want me to pull the trigger. They already said it out loud. Pull the trigger. What what are you gonna do? I say pull pull the fucking trigger. But I resist. And I don't resist under threat. And I don't resist under mercy of no kind. Mm-mm. I I don't feel your retaliation or your vengeance. No, no, no. That's not why I resist. I really resist because I there's an outside chance that you was just politicking, just campaigning, and in one crowd I got to say one thing, another crowd I have to say ain't another thing, which makes you a obvious hypocrite. That's none of my business. My damn business is you mocked both God and Son. And so, since you do things like support abortion, which has killed upwards of millions, 16 million, 60 million, 66 million, I forget, it's a six in there some goddamn well. And so I add all this stuff up in my head and I say to myself, well, what will the world lose? What will the world lose if I pull the trigger? And what will it gain if I pull the trigger? Which one will it be? But you dodged the bullet. You won't dodge another. You will not dodge another. And if I come after you, every chapter of the organization in every city and every university is a legitimate target. It gets worse. Also is whatever they have organized with in their local states and towns and locales. I mean, in other words, we will be hunting you like a rabid dog. Look, you understand? We will be hunting you as if you is a dog with rabies. We ain't gonna put you down. So while you may have dodged this bullet, you won't dodge the next. You won't dodge the next. It's about the blood. It's about the blood that's already been spilt. Okay? Understand this here. There need not be any other reason. None. Our standard doesn't have to adjust to your standard or how you live or how you think or how you worship, largely because you can't stop us. You can't stop us. See, I want this shit to sink in so you don't make no mistakes. None. Like the one you just did. Telling telling that man his his Jesus is down the street. That's a mockery. We don't give a damn what your motivation was. Actually. We heard it. And I already said that no mockery will stand. So now I almost feel like it's an imperative that I do what I said I was going to do, or else it's like I'm lying. The only way I can not do it is to show you mercy and call it mercy when I don't mean to be merciful. So we're going to cut this shit 50-50. It ain't mercy either. It ain't mercy either. We're going to just call it you dodged the bullet. The miscellaneous category has been created on your behalf. On your behalf. But ladies, understand, we in a war here. And by my understanding, you hate Jesus, Jesus hate you, you hate God, God hates you. I don't see a problem here. Why we keep running into this? If this is not your position, then it's not your position. Then I am wrong. Then I am wrong. You must pardon me. I have misread the entire thing. Correct me if you will. But as it stands, word is on the street. Yeah, I won't repeat it. There's hate. And I don't think that God is going to be letting anything live that hate him. So I'm just saying, it's not going to matter to me if you're a woman or not. It's not going to matter to me as anything that you would be or is, because it's not important. What's important is you make yourself God's enemy. You make yourself a threat to things that He holds dear. Okay? That's what matters. If you do that, trust me, beauty won't save you. Nothing will. But that's not just you. It's not personal like that. No, it's not. This has been spoke of, of about religion and different races and different privileges and the social structure. It's not really about you on that type of personal level. Only you know what this is. Most men don't know, but we know. So understand, we know. Shit, got to grow up one day. You have to grow up one day. Most men may not know, but we, Source, Seven, God, Jesus, Yahuwah, Yahshua, we know. And we ain't going to fight you over it. We're going to destroy you over it. We ain't going to argue with you over it. We're going to destroy you over it. Okay? The arguments are over. Like God, like God would say, on this time, on this day, let you choose. Will you choose this or will you choose this? Because you have no idea what's in store. You don't. And as God said again, she will have no buyer. He's talking about you. She will be a bondswoman and have no buyer. That's bad news. That means no one will come to your aid. That's what that means. No one will come to your aid. So are you busy making everybody hate you? I mean, thinking you don't have to give a damn if they like your ass or not? Well, actually, you do. Or you should. Trust me on this. You need to get your head in the books and figure out what the goddamn rules is here. Because the Bible does not lie. Has it lied yet? Anyway, moving on. Moving on. Acres Home. Damn. Acres Home, Houston, Texas. What the fuck? You know that I'm in the right place, right? I said the same thing. This is the wrong place. But then, you know what sewed it up? Everywhere I go, I'm surrounded by sevens. At that point, I had to say, yep, this is the right place. Tell the Uber driver that we'll be staying. This is the right place. No matter how much we don't want it to be, these sevens pretty much reveal this is the right freaking place. Sevens on the houses, sevens on the streets, everywhere you go. There's a couple of sevens or some triple sevens. We in the right place. And by the way, you know, only you could have produced me. A little slice of city off in the country with hogs and cows and geese, ducks, and gardens and churchgoers. That's weird, man. That's weird. In today's world, you produced me. You cultured me. You nurtured me. You shaped me. We are all but the sum total of our experiences. And my experiences is with you. Period. So your ass is on the map now. Before this, you were just Acres Home. Now, today, you are Acres Home of the world. Trust me, every major power in the world have this little fucking place pinpointed on a map. On a map. Today, today, your little hometown, you done did some shit. You done did some shit. You should be proud of yourself. You done did some shit. I don't know how you did it. It's none of my business. Wanted to know, but now I don't want to know no more. All I know is you did it. And without you at that moment in time, growing up with you, growing up around you, I wouldn't be me. In no way would I be me. I mean, I would still be the, the spiritual me, but that other part of me would not be me. And you did that. So be proud of yourself. You are the holders of a key. You are the holders of a nuclear weapon. Worse, worse than a nuclear weapon. Right here in your hometown. That shit, trust me. I'm gonna wrap this up now. If you ain't proud of yourself, fuck it. I am proud for you. Because you got something to be proud of. And trust me, they know who you are now. They know who you are now. You are on the lips and on the maps worldwide and sitting in the offices of heads of state of foreign lands. Trust me on trust me on this. With an attack and a map, all of them pointing at you, at this little red tack. He's right there. They're right there. You done did some shit. Be proud of yourself. And with that, enjoy the rest of your evening. And others, man, listen, if you ain't fully engaged in this war, don't act like you are. Don't. Because we're playing for keeps. We are playing for keeps. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. Ain't no do-overs. Ain't no second chances. None of that shit exists. You dodged the bullet. Because I'm going to tell you straight, I wasn't going to only hit her. I was going to hit members of the entire organization. I was going to hit her husband. I was going to hit her. I was going to hit me. You have no idea. Let's just say it was going to be bad. It was going to be bad. You ain't lucky. You dodged the bullet. I am Source. I am 7. We are 1.